Welcome to Goddesses. I'm your host, Blair Minerva. Today on Goddesses, imagine a world where your voice is so powerful, it shakes the foundations of society. But what happens when that same voice makes you a target? Today, we explore the life of Angela Davis, and you'll discover the shocking price she paid for daring to challenge the status quo, a price that will make you question everything you think you know about justice and freedom. Have you ever wondered what it takes to stand unwavering in the face of a system determined to break you? To maintain your convictions when the world labels you a threat to society itself? This is the story of Angela Davis, and through her journey, you'll discover what true resistance means. The year is 1970. A solitary figure sits in a cold prison cell, her shadow cast long against concrete walls. The rhythmic echo of footsteps in the corridor marks time like a metronome of isolation. But in her eyes burns a fire that no bars can contain. This is Angela Davis, philosopher, activist, and now one of the FBI's most wanted. How does a brilliant academic end up here, branded an enemy of the state? The answer begins in a place called Dynamite Hill. Birmingham, Alabama, 1950s. Young Angela walks to school through streets where racial violence erupts as predictably as summer storms. The neighborhood earned its nickname from the frequency of bombings targeting Black families who dared to live there. You can almost smell the acrid aftermath of explosions, hear the whispered warnings passed between neighbors. But in the Davis household, fear transforms into fuel for change. Angela's mother, an activist, teaches her daughter that knowledge is the most powerful weapon against oppression. While other children play outside, young Angela devours books, questioning everything. At age 11, she organizes an interracial discussion group at her church. Think about that moment. When did you first recognize injustice in your world? What did you do about it? Brandeis University opens its doors to Angela, but even in this supposed sanctuary of learning, she encounters the same prejudices she fought at home. Only now they wear tweed jackets and speak in academic jargon. Yet she excels, her mind sharp as a blade, cutting through conventional wisdom. In Germany, studying under Herbert Marcuse, she discovers new frameworks for understanding systemic oppression. The philosophical meets the personal, and something begins to crystallize in her consciousness. The late 1960s explode with possibility and peril. Angela stands at UCLA's lectern, now a professor herself, speaking truths that make the powerful uncomfortable. Her involvement with the Black Panther Party and Communist Party USA marks her as dangerous. The university dismisses her, claiming her political affiliations make her unfit to teach. But they fail to understand. Every attempt to silence her only amplifies her voice. You felt it too, haven't you? That moment when standing for what you believe costs you something real, when speaking truth feels like setting yourself on fire. Then comes the moment that changes everything. A courtroom shooting involving weapons registered in her name catapults Angela from respected academic to hunted fugitive. The FBI plasters her face on their most wanted list. Former colleagues cross the street to avoid her. The system she critiqued now bears its teeth. If you're enjoying Goddesses, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, Be an Unstoppable Woman. Lead without apology using quiet power tactics from influential females like Oprah, Malala, and RBG. Now, back to the episode. 2 months on the run, then capture. The cell door slams shut behind her with the finality of a judge's gavel. But something unexpected happens in that confined space. Angela's spirit expands. In solitary confinement, she discovers that true freedom exists first in the mind. Letters flood in from around the world, students, activists, ordinary people moved by her courage. Each word of support is a brick in a wall of resistance. Think about your own moments of isolation. What inner resources did you discover when everything external was stripped away? Free Angela becomes more than a slogan, it becomes a movement. John Lennon and Yoko Ono write songs about her. Aretha Franklin offers to post bail. In courtrooms and street corners across the globe, people demand justice. After 18 months of imprisonment, Angela faces her accusers. The prosecution presents their case, expecting an easy victory. Instead, they encounter a woman whose intellectual prowess turns their own arguments against them. The verdict, not guilty on all charges. But Angela Davis doesn't just walk free, she walks with purpose. Her experience transforms her understanding of justice. She realizes that her imprisonment isn't an anomaly. It's part of a system designed to disappear problems rather than solve them. She coins the term prison industrial complex and becomes a leading voice for prison abolition. You see, personal victory isn't enough when systemic injustice persists. How often have you achieved something only to realize the real work was just beginning? Today, Angela Davis's influence burns brighter than ever. Her writings on intersectionality, the way different forms of oppression interconnect, shape modern movements for justice. From Black Lives Matter to prison reform, her intellectual framework helps new generations understand how to fight systemic inequality. But here's what you need to understand. Angela Davis's greatest legacy isn't in what she survived, but in how she transformed her trials into tools for change. She didn't just resist oppression, she reimagined justice itself. So here's your challenge. What fire burns within you? What truth are you afraid to speak? Angela Davis teaches us that real change doesn't come from comfortable places. It comes from standing firm when everything and everyone tells you to back down. The next time you face a choice between comfortable silence and costly truth, remember the woman in that prison cell, whose spirit grew stronger with every attempt to break it. Remember that one person's unwavering conviction can ignite a global movement. The question isn't whether you'll face opposition, you will. The question is, will you let it extinguish your fire, or will you let it make your light burn brighter? Because in the end, they called her a radical, a criminal, a threat to society. But history remembers her as something else entirely, a beacon of truth that refused to be dimmed. What will history remember about you? The fire that burned within Angela Davis still burns today, waiting for new torchbearers. Are you ready to carry the flame? On the next episode of Goddesses, imagine being trapped in a life not of your choosing, but finding the courage to shatter those boundaries and forge your own path. Angela's story has shown us that even in the face of immense adversity, one can rise up as a beacon of change. But what if that spark of rebellion could also ignite a profound spiritual awakening? Next week, we delve into a world where faith and defiance intertwine as never before. Our hero is not just challenging societal norms, but wrestling with divine visions that challenge her very reality. Join us to explore the extraordinary journey of Hildegard of Bingen, our new spiritual guide, who dared to listen to her inner wisdom keeper, even when it led her down a terrifying yet triumphant path you won't want to miss. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, Be an Unstoppable Woman. 7 days, 7 iconic women. Master the art of quiet power, lead without apology, and turn femininity into your greatest weapon. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/GOD. Thanks for watching.